Hello, and welcome to the Emerson Channel Studio Showcase. I'm Caroline Reese, and I am so excited about today's show. Now, before we get started, we do have a special message from the EVVYs.
Introducing your host for the 43rd Annual EVVY Awards, the majestic show starring Steven Diaz, Asa Dupras, and Caroline Reese. And say hello to your gala hosts, Darrell Mundane and JJ Moore. See you at the show. Submissions now open.
Yes, the rumors are true. I am one of the hosts for the 43rd Annual EVVYs Awards. The EVVYs are all about highlighting student work, much like our special today. The Emerson Channel Multi-Studio Showcase tonight is entirely dedicated to highlighting the achievements of Emerson students from some of our largest organizations, including the EVVYs, WEBN, EIV, NBS, and of course, the Emerson Channel. What were the highlights? What did they learn? And what are they looking forward to next semester? So tonight we're going to hear from students in all of our studios across the campus about their experience with Emerson's media technologies and production department. Are you excited? Me too. Let's jump right into it. Good morning, Emerson.
Hello, citizens of Earth.
Hey guys.
Hello, gamers. Let's see who goes first. My God! And you're like, why is the child talking to me?
Where's Hello Kitty?
Ring, ding.
Wasn't that sketch funny?
We are kicking off the multi-studio special with some of our fantastic producers and a director from the Emerson Channel. 2 shows out of the 10 are represented here tonight. And what I really want to know first is, what is it like to work in the Dibona Family Studios, which we are in right now? James, we'll start with you. You're the director of Hit Point Hall, correct?
Indeed I am.
So what has it been like working in this facility?
Well, I'll just say right now, working in the Dibona studio is a very unique experience when it comes to Emerson VMA production. Like, we're all used to like the typical like film set field format, but what I love about working in the studio is that it's an entirely new type, an entirely different type of VMA production. Oh. It's more similar to the kind of thing you get on like a news station or on like some late night comedy show or something like that. What's great about it is how versatile it is and all the different ways that you can use it for different stuff. Like, for example, my show, Hit Point Hall, is a live to tape Dungeons and Dragons show.
Ooh.
And it's interesting using what I've learned in like news broadcasts, sports broadcasts, that kind of stuff, and applying it to a format such as D&D.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jordan and Rebecca, you produced the newly rebooted Backyard Boston, which is a show in the field here at Emerson, right? So what has it been like? What has been some of your favorite parts about doing this show?
So Backyard Boston, it's basically the student's guide to Boston. So anything that you can think of activity-wise, food-wise, maybe a show, concert, we'll probably do it. Anything that hits the community rail or the T, we'll probably go there. So just being a part of like this solely field crew, it's just such a tight-knit group, and it's such like a family-based, I guess, crew, if you'd say, because we're so condensed and we're traveling around trying new things. For instance, we've gone to like rage rooms, we've gone to karaoke,
Oh, wow.
we've gone to like different foods, we've been trying it all around. My personal favorite is going to the rage room, getting to smash all those bottles, getting that de-stressor out. It was such like a good experience, and everyone had such a great time.
Yeah, similar to what Becky said, it's been great being able to actually experience Boston, and I feel like our show allows us to really like go out and really see more of Boston, see more of Massachusetts, which is really amazing. We went to Salem and we were able to go to a haunted trail, which was really fun for our Halloween episode, and then we were able to, like Becky said, go to karaoke, try some food places. My personal favorite, what we did was the rock climbing. It was very cool. It's in South Boston. We were able to go in and just learn how to do different types of rock climbing styles, which is really fun. And it's great just allowing our hosts to be able to experience Boston and what the suburbs have to offer as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure for new students too, like coming to Boston, there's so much to do, right? And having a show that says, hey, here's your map of all of it is right there and super accessible. So what has it been like working at EMCHAN here?
I think for me, it's been great. I'm a senior now, and I've been able to do both studio and now in-field work. So being able to get a well-rounded knowledge of just what it means to be producing and what it means to be involved in a TV production, I think is really important, I feel like, after college. So just being able to just expand my knowledge has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being a sophomore and just like working a lot heavily in EMCHAN as a freshman and just trying to like learn like studio work, field work. I was trying to get like all my hands on to like anything at all, and then being to a point where I get to be a producer and like have this leadership skill. It's just so, I just like love learning like just different functions of like filming and like TV as well. It's just so great to learn like every part has like this big role and everything.
Absolutely. How would you describe the atmosphere here with Emerson Channel?
Honestly, there's nothing better. I think that especially with when I first started working on like EIV and EMCHAN projects, I was a freshman in college. I started as a cam op, and when I started my freshman year, I never thought I would ever get director. I always thought that I'd be on the lower levels of I'd be a cam op and stuff like that, and I never thought I'd ever be as high as I can, but I had a supportive environment, and that's the thing about EMCHAN. It's a very supportive environment, and you get to learn all sorts of different stuff while you're here.
Absolutely. Well, we do have to wrap it up, but do you guys want to share maybe where we can watch your shows?
Absolutely. I am our season 3 of Hit Point Hall is on Emerson Channel. Our first 2 episodes are out right now, and our 3rd season finale will be coming up on sometime later this month.
And for us, you can also find us on Emerson Channel's YouTube. Our first episode is out. It's our Halloween special. Our episode 2, which is Food and Nightlife, which I think is very cool for college students to know about, will be coming out very, very soon. And then later in this month, we will be showing our De-Stress episode for students to just find out where it is to go for future midterms and finals as well.
Yeah.
Where you can go to de-stress and just have fun.
I love that. Perfect time for finals. Well, it's been so great to hear from you all, and I wish you the best of luck as you finish out these semesters. We cannot wait to see your productions. So we're going to toss it over to our Emerson Channel sports correspondent, Evan Sherrard, to tell us a little bit more about ECS's fall highlights. What's up, Evan?
Thanks, Caroline. Welcome to Emerson Channel's longest-running productions here. I'm brought alongside Connor Donovan. I'm Evan Sherrard, and welcome to Emerson Channel Sports, where we have not only the longest Emerson Channel production, but also the most recent Emerson Telly Award for EMCHAN shows, and we've brought in over 90-plus new people, and to top it all off, just last week, men's basketball had the first dual language broadcast. So I'm Evan Sherrard, Connor Donovan, a first-year broadcaster with us, and former soccer player here. Connor.
I am indeed.
Yeah, what was your first experience like on Emerson Channel Sports?
It was amazing, honestly. The only thing that I regret about this year is that I didn't join the program sooner, to be completely honest with you. Like we talked about a little bit earlier, I just kind of joined on a complete whim during one of the broadcasts. I kind of walked over and asked our producer, how do I do this? And just ended up doing color commentary for the rest of the game. So it was definitely a great time.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was right there saying, Nat, bring him on right now. And I think that often there can be maybe a misconception that, maybe I don't want to go out for it. Maybe it's going to be too hard. What would you say to the people that are maybe timid to come out because maybe they think it'll be a little too hard to get on air?
Yeah, 100%. There's a spot for everybody within Emerson Channel Sports. I want anybody that's listening or watching this to feel like if they want to come join this program, that there's absolutely a spot for you somewhere in the crew, whether that be in front of the camera or behind the camera with our wonderful crew. I think there's really a spot for anybody.
Thank you, Connor. Well put. Is there a favorite broadcast that you have that you've been a part of?
Definitely, 100%. The men's soccer team's 2-2 comeback draw against league leaders MIT earlier this season was definitely one that I remember fondly, and I think the play call for Tommy Polino's equalizer is going to be one that I remember for a long time.
I remember that one. That was a moment where I went on to Connor Donovan's Instagram and said, he is now the voice of Emerson Soccer.
I do recall that vividly, yes.
Yeah, it was a great call. I encourage you to go listen to it. Give him a follow. Connor, you've been a color commentator, a play-by-play commentator. Is there anything else you've done at ECS? And just give me a little bit about each of those roles and what you've enjoyed.
So I haven't done anything else outside of the commentary roles personally, but I have massive respect for anybody that jumps behind any of the equipment, whether it be the switcher to be in charge of the programming or behind the cameras making sure that we have the perfect angle for every single time.
Yeah.
So I have massive respect for those people, but for me personally, it's just been always much more comfortable on this side of the commentary.
Yeah. Well, I love the answer, Connor. We have plenty of people in the room. Way back there's Jai. He's doing camera op right now. In front of me, we have Catherine, great camera op. In the studio, we've got Everest doing audio, and Nat TDing, helping me right through this headset, helping Connor along the
100%.
way, queuing us in. You can
Everyone's
be part,
involved.
Everyone's involved, and everyone can be a part of it. Connor, if there's a pitch that you could give, what's your pitch?
My pitch is, if you're watching this, that you should join Emerson Channel Sports as early as you possibly can in your Emerson career, because there is so much fun to be had. So it's a good job. You want to be able to get in on it early.
All right, Connor, wild card question. Was there any time there was a moment that you were nervous in front of the camera where you were like, oh, crap, I messed up what I was saying?
I think the first play-by-play call that I did, I actually did it with Emily Champagne, who is also a first-time play caller. So I think the combination of me doing my first play-by-play and her doing her first commentary period, there was definitely a little bit of nerves at the start of the broadcast, but we eased into it more as the play call went along.
And what was that feedback like?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, Emily had a great time with her first time behind the mic, and that was awesome for me. It made me feel like she was at least comfortable in the position, and that she was happy to just be there and be calling the game with me.
Yeah, and was the feedback from the producers, was it positive? You felt accepted even though maybe you made a mistake?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been a lot of support from the producers, especially for somebody like me who is coming in at such a late time, and I think that I've been incredibly grateful for this opportunity.
Great, and you can have that opportunity too. Sign up to be part of Emerson Channel Sports. That's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for joining me, Connor. And now let's toss it over to the JPC.
Well, thank you so much, Evan, and welcome to the WEBN segment on the Studio Showcase. I'm Peyton Kavanaugh.
And I'm Faith Pinot. WEBN is Emerson's award-winning, entirely student-run broadcast news organization. We invite students, regardless of experience level or major, to participate in a broadcast news show, whether it's in front of or behind the camera.
WEBN has certainly had a busy semester. We have our regular weekly and bi-weekly newscasts, and on top of that, we send students out into the field to cover different events. Let's get into some stories all about what our organization members have accomplished these past few months.
WEBN operates out of the Journalism Production Center on the 6th floor of the Walker Building. We have 2 weekly broadcasts, general news and sports, and we have 2 bi-weekly broadcasts, Political Pulse and Entertainment. General News hosted a live holiday special production last night. Political Pulse will be hosting a live special with their content from the Iowa caucuses in January, and Sports is currently working on a 30-minute Emerson Soccer special. All of our live specials are streamed on our YouTube page, and you can also find our pre-recorded news broadcasts organized into playlists on our YouTube. Check us out on WEBN TV Boston at Emerson College.
WEBN also produces a daily newscast called J Channel. Students work in a rotational team to produce a 3 to 5 minute broadcast going over the day's top stories. The shows air on YouTube, and they're also posted to the journalism department to air on the monitors around the 6th floor. J Channel teaches primarily underclassmen how to perform tasks both in front of and behind the camera. After a semester with the show, students know how to write for broadcast, be on air, run the teleprompter, floor direct, create graphics, and even direct. To talk more about directing broadcasts here in the JPC, we go live to Molly Doherty, who's in our control room directing this segment. Molly?
Thanks, Peyton. I'm here in the control room directing this WEBN segment. As Peyton mentioned, I'm a news director here in the JPC. I technical direct using Ross Overdrive. I call up all the shots, videos, and graphics while communicating with the floor director, audio techs, and teleprompter person. I'm coming to you live right now via our live view. We use the live view to report on weather outside. We also use it for our live productions. As Faith mentioned, last night we sent reporters out to do live shots at the Boston Common tree lighting. We've also sent reporters to different political events, namely election night parties here in Boston. To talk more about local coverage, I'll toss it back to the studio to Faith.
Thanks, Molly. WEBN covers lots of events in the Boston area. This semester, we had reporters covering the Head of the Charles Regatta, the Boston Veterans Day Parade, the Mad Love Music Festival, and Emerson sporting matches. We also covered protests happening right across the street in the Boston Common. Our entertainment team sent students to multiple movie premieres at the AMC Boston Common and theater performances here at Emerson. They also went to a sustainable fashion show at the Boston Public Library and the Boston Book Festival.
WEBN also travels to different events across the country. Next month, the Political Pulse team will be in Iowa for the Republican presidential caucuses. The team went to New Hampshire 3 times this semester to cover election events. They interviewed former Vice President Mike Pence and Governors Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie. In September, some members went to the Society of Professional Journalists Conference in Las Vegas. In February, the sports team will travel back to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Our entertainment team even went to New York Fashion Week in September. We use all of our content from these events to create specials showcasing our work. Well, thank you so much for joining us here in the Journalism Production Center to hear about what WEBN has been up to this semester.
Stick around to hear what WEBN reporters talk about their collaboration with Good Morning Emerson. For WEBN, I'm Faith Pinto.
And I'm Peyton Kavanaugh. Let's head upstairs to hear what the National Broadcasting Society and Emerson Independent Video have been up to this semester.
Okay, give her what she wants. Drum roll.
I need more hydrochloric acid for research purposes.
A new bill has been introduced in the Senate dubbed the No Fakes Act.
Oh, you moviegoers are so jumpy.
You're here for NBS, right? Come on.
Say, you think I just fell off the turnip truck yesterday?
I got onto some of my first sets as a BTS photographer.
Maybe this is a chance to try something new, huh?
Thanks so much, guys. Here with me is Gavin George and Tamina Kilva from the National Broadcasting Society, as well as Michael Sarfati and Chris Fortin from Emerson Independent Video. How are you guys today?
Fantastic.
Doing well? Well, I'd love to hear more about both of your projects. So NBS, we'll start with you. You had a fall project. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, of course. So our fall project is called Shark Waffles. It takes place in 1862. So it's about this cowboy who runs into a zombie and an astronaut in a bar. Very weird, very out there. Exactly, yeah. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it's a twist on the classic Western genre, and I can't really say too much about it, but it was a fun time working on the production. On top of that, it's in post-production at the moment, and it should be coming out, I think, February 14th, around that time. So we're super excited to have it out.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about how you went about directing it and going about, the set and the casting and how you guys do that?
Yeah, of course. So it's all in the Dibona TV studio. So really, as long as you have enough preparation going into it, you can do anything inside the TV studio.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So we had to build a bar, and it had to look like a Western bar. So like a lot of wooden design, and there was about a month of pre-production that we had to, design the walls, get the wallpaper, get all the get the sets built, and we had a lot of backdrops.
One of the premises we have it's the cowboy, and he comes into a bar, and there's a zombie there. It's like this multiversal story, and so we had to find a way to piece that all together through the set design, and it was an incredible time.
Wow. And Chris, you specifically were a broadcast director, correct? For Criminal Acts. Talk a little about how you use sets for your show.
Yeah, so we take the studio and we divide it into 3 different sets. It kind of gives us a variety of backdrops for our different characters. Sometimes we have bits where they'll kind of interact between sets, and it just kind of adds to the creative element of our show. And then as far as directing goes, it's been one of the most fun things I've ever had. I love working with the talent and everybody involved. From the start of our days, everyone gets there to set up and just has a wonderful time. Everybody wants to be there, and I think that's really the most important part of any production. As long as everybody has that motivation to get there and do what they need to do and do what they need to do, and do what they've been trained to do and practice doing so many times before, you're going to end up with a good production.
Absolutely. And, contributing to that, what makes you feel like Emerson Channel is such a great place for that environment and that atmosphere?
I think the biggest positive for Emerson Channel, at least in my experience, has been the connections you make. My first semester working on Emerson Channel stuff was last fall, and then I had only worked on 2 shows, Good Morning Emerson and Critical Damage. And then through meeting people on those shows, I'm now up to the point where I couldn't even tell you how many different things I'm working on. So, you just meet people, you make friends, and then all of a sudden your friends are asking you to work on their things.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest. It's just so great.
It is. Now, I know so much is on the plate for you guys right now, being that we are Emerson students, but tell us a little bit about what is next for both of your shows.
Yeah, so for NBS, we have a lot of different projects coming up, both in this semester actually and next semester. So like Gavin was saying, we have Shark Waffles that's set to be released in February. And then we also have a lot of our different industry training series episodes have come out this semester, and we have more scheduled to be released soon as well. The fall narrative project, the fall short film that we just finished wrapping up a month ago, that's also set to be released next semester, and we're going to start with our spring narrative project very soon as well. And then we also have the first episode of Next Floor Please. It's also going to be released next semester.
So much on the way. And how about you guys?
Yeah, EIV is always releasing new projects constantly, but as far as Criminal Acts specifically, we have 3 episodes out already, and we are really going to be releasing 3 more in the coming months, hopefully by the end of the semester, for a total of 6, and we're super excited about that.
You got your work cut out for you. Wow. So where can people watch these shows?
Yeah, NBS, we release all of our stuff on the NBS YouTube channel.
We also have an Instagram account at NBS Emerson. It's where we post all of our hiring opportunities. It's where we also post all of the productions that we're doing. So if anyone ever wants an opportunity on an NBS project, it's on our Instagram.
Yeah, you can check out Criminal Acts on Emerson Independent Videos YouTube. We have our own little playlist, which is lovely. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to be here tonight and talk with all of us. Could not be more proud of all the work that you've accomplished. So we're going to head back to the JPC now to hear how WEBN has collaborated with Good Morning Emerson this year on the Emerson Channel. Colette will tell us more about it.
Hello and welcome to the WEBN segment on the Studio Showcase. I'm Colette Latour. I'm a member of the WEBN Breaking News team on Good Morning Emerson. This semester, our organization does 3-minute segments live during the morning newscast. Let's get into some more on the collaboration. The Good Morning Emerson host tossed to our correspondent down here in the JPC at the top of the A block. We use a double box to smoothly transition between the 2 studios. We communicate with the hosts upstairs through the use of IFB earpieces. This gives us the ability to know where we are in the show and banter with the hosts. We cover 4 of the day's top stories. We have a rotational team of 5 people. We alternate the reporter, floor director, teleprompter, graphic creation, and video cutting positions. To talk about our work at the green screen for GME, we go to WEBN correspondent Emily Martinez. Emily?
Thanks, Colette. We used a green screen in the JPC News Studio for the weather segment on Good Morning Emerson. Both the director in the JPC and the technical director in the Tuffy studio had the ability to change the graphic. The directors talk through headsets in their control rooms to set the shot and ensure it looks the absolute best for the show. We use a triple box with the GME host, the WEBN correspondent, and the weather correspondent to smoothly toss it back to the segment. That's all I have for the green screen. Back to Colette at the desk.
Thanks, Emily. Good Morning Emerson streams live on the Emerson Channel YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. We look forward to seeing all the ways this collaboration will grow. That's all I have for tonight. We'll now toss it to the gym to check in with Emerson Channel Sports.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Jordan Beckley-Nowen, and I'm joined here by Lauren Larking to talk about your semester marketing ECS and also being a student athlete while doing it all. So, Lauren, what is your favorite part about doing marketing for Emerson Channel Sports?
Yeah, so as an athlete, I'm super passionate about bringing attention and resources to Emerson athletics. I love getting to put together Emerson students' different strengths, whether it be broadcasting, filming, commentating, to put together great broadcasts and also bring together a platform for parents, students, and other people to watch the games.
That's wonderful. Do you have a favorite broadcast that you've had this semester?
As Evan mentioned earlier, we recently just did a simulcast with 2 broadcasts for the women's basketball game against Suffolk last week, where one broadcast was in English and one was in Spanish, and I think the way that that was all put together by the ECS crew along with another organization, Play Call, was really amazing to see. It was one of the broadcasts that I wasn't able to see in person, so I was watching it solely through the live broadcast, and it was very evident the passion that the ECS crew and everyone put into it, and seeing improvement like that is just amazing.
It's wonderful. What are some of the marketing campaigns that you've ran this semester so far?
Yeah, so we recently just started a Meet the Crew segment on our social media that focuses on and appreciates one of our crew members, because my marketing team and I decided we really wanted to get more behind the scenes content of our crew working, because obviously we just see the commentators most of the time and not the people behind the camera. So really focusing on getting more behind the scenes content, like introducing our crew, and we're looking forward to doing more of that this semester from the control room as we cover basketball games and volleyball games in the Bobby right year.
Absolutely. And finally, you're marketing ECS, you play soccer here, and you're a full-time student. How do you manage it all?
Like most Emerson students, I'm pretty used to having a full plate. My marketing team is great and really helps me out when I couldn't be there a lot during my soccer season. They cover a lot of the games, and we just did a promotional table this week for Emerson Channel Sports, and they helped me staff that as well. So it's just mostly a team effort, and also all the other crew at Emerson Channel Sports, obviously. But I love it so much that, you know, I'm willing to balance it all, willing to find ways to balance it all. And getting positive comments on social media from parents, students, athletes, all of that just makes it worth it at the end of the day.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lauren. And stay tuned for our next Emerson Channel Sports broadcast, December 5th at 7 p.m. when women's basketball takes on the Leslie College Lynx. And if you like what you see, follow us on Instagram at Emerson Channel Sports. For all of us here at ECS, I'm Jordan Beckley-Nowen. Thanks so much for watching. Caroline, let's get back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Jordan, and thank you all for watching the Emerson Channel Studio Showcase here tonight. There was so much talent across all the studios here at Emerson College, and it was so fun to hear from all of our students at the end of this great semester. Please take the time to check out all of their work and tune into the EVVY Awards on May 10th to see me and my co-hosts continue to celebrate the student work this year. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I'm Caroline Reese. Have a great night, Emerson.